Artcadets, and welcome to this week's video. So today we'll be adding another Pokemon character to our big Pokemon picture, and I've been asked to draw Charmander. So if you're ready, let's go! So I thought I would start today's video off by showing you in real time just how I drew the outline for Charmander. So I haven't speeded this section of the video up at all if you want to follow along. If you don't want to follow along, then you can skip this part and go straight to the colouring in and the part where I put the Charmander character onto our big Pokemon picture. So to begin with, I just drew a circle, and I've also drawn a horizontal line right through the middle of that circle, and this is going to be Charmander's head. The picture I used as a reference actually has Charmander looking to the side, so it's not a straight on picture if you're wondering why it looks a bit odd to start with. And actually, when you look at the picture I'm drawing, the circle itself is just used as a guide for where his head is. So his mouth isn't actually inside the circle, it's right on the bottom line of that circle. And then for the rest of his head, I've just drawn a line slightly further away but following around the circle to create the top of his head. But it joins back to the circle right about round his nose. And then his eye, furthest away from us, we can't see the whole of his eye, so it looks just like a small oval shape, but the eye closest to us we can actually see, and you can position it using the horizontal line like I'm doing here. And if you need to pause the video, then you can do that as well. I then went on and drew his tummy, which is just two curved lines that join together kind of off center at the bottom. So again, for his arms and legs, I've just used simple shapes, and for his arms in particular, his hands are just made by using M shapes really for his fingers, and then for his foot, as I'm drawing here, we just used a C shape for his leg and his knee, and then a zigzag shape for the inside of his leg, and the same on the other side. So because he's on a slight angle, the foot that I'm drawing at the moment is a slightly different shape, so this one's on the side. And then just some oval shapes for his toenails. And there's just 3 of those on each foot. So last of all, his tail, and I'm just marking 2 little dots there where his tail is going to start and finish, and just doing a sweeping U shape for the top of his tail, and the same for the bottom, joining onto the second line I've made. And lastly, some flames for the top. And now I'm just rubbing out the guidelines I made and cleaning up the picture a bit. So you can either colour him in now, or you can do like I did and transferred the drawing over to our big Pokemon picture, and I just use either the tracing paper method that I've mentioned before, or if you've got a light box, or you can trace it onto a bigger picture using the light from a window. And I've used my black fine liner just to keep in line with the picture, because that's what I did for the other 2, and it does stand out really nicely on my grey paper. So for some reason today I found drawing Charmander harder than actually drawing Pikachu or Gudra. So maybe you get days like that as well. Sometimes you can put your pencil on the paper and everything goes just as you want it to, and you barely have to rub out at all. And other days, for some reason, maybe you're tired, or I don't know, but today was one of those days that I just could not draw it. So it took me a little while. Anyway, we got there in the end, so have no fear if you're worried that you can't draw it straight away. Everyone has days like that, and you've just got to keep going and try until you get it right, and then the next time you do it, you will have learnt and your brain will have remembered what you've done wrong, so you'll make less mistakes next time and it will be easier. So don't be afraid of making mistakes, because this is all good learning. So then we just got to the colouring in stage, and as I did before, I used my Prismacolor pencils to colour in, and making sure that I did several layers to make the colour really good and concentrated and really stand out on that grey background. And this way it also gives a really even colour, and you can layer on darker colours for the shading as I do once I've finished the initial colouring. And just the last few bits of shading here, and then Charmander is all done. Well, that's all for today, Artcadets. I hope you enjoyed drawing Charmander and adding him to our big Pokemon picture. And don't forget, if there's a Pokemon that you'd like me to add to the big picture next week, drop the name of that Pokemon in the comments box below. Also, if you liked today's video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week. Bye!